Okay, so our next speaker is Franz Vollman from Heraeus Electronics, and he'll be telling us about their turnkey digital production process for selective metal coatings.
Thank you. Good morning all together. My name is Franz Vollman. I'm heading the printed electronics activities at Heraeus. That's the company that spent the beer yesterday, so please pay attention. I will give you an update today on the status of our system solution for selective metallic coating in a mass production industry, in a mass production process. So based on what you just heard from Georg with regards to setting up a process, I will focus now on really going into mass production. And there are obviously major challenges in the mass production. The challenges that we overall see in the semicon industry, definitely for the next 5, I would say to a certain degree, even the next 10 years, are on one hand the space and weight reduction that is required to enable further miniaturization that you see in all devices, whether you are in the consumer industry, whether you go into the automotive industry and other industries. There are more and more thermal challenges popping up due to the density of the packages getting denser and denser. That creates all kinds of thermal challenges with the devices. Full design flexibility is more and more required by the designers who at the same time don't want to compromise on cost efficiency or output. We have a rapid succession of devices. If you look at the new product cycles, it's going faster and faster, and that requires a rapid design change, or at least the capability to go for a rapid design change without, in most cases, having the time to do a new hardware setup. Very often you have that type of topic also limiting the possibilities for companies to react on the material and equipment side. When you carefully look at the development that it takes for a complete new mass production equipment, or even for a new material in the chemistry side, you usually have much longer cycles than the product release cycle at the end side on the customer side. All these innovative solutions require then scaling up in a short period of time and at low cost. And we see more and more the use of additive technologies because of the requirements of customers to minimize waste, process time, but also and more with ESG concerns. So definitely over the last 6 to 12 months, I would say, all of these customers, or all of the customers out of the semicon industry, whether these are OEMs or OSATs, have started to really actively and to a certain degree even aggressively look at the topic of environmental sustainability, CO2 footprint, and you have to incorporate that into your product offering already right now. Now, if these challenges are not enough, then we're looking at it, and all these must be resolved with new technologies, meeting the mass production requirements. So those requirements that I've just shown before, even if you are on the lab side able to get a product that meets those requirements, the mass production requirements add further topics or a further layer of requirements. And that goes from full automation that go to material reliability in 24/7 production, that goes into the sustainability and mentioned CO2 footprint, inline process control, process stabilities, lights out capability. We have been requested a couple of times by customers that the equipment could basically run in a lights out factory. So you can run it, you can remote control it, and you have standard and inline process control that you can control from one part of the world in another part of the world. These are the type of requests that you get then in mass manufacturing requirements. Now, a word of caution, obviously, on the scalability. And I think it was nice what we've just seen before from Inkatronic. The way from a solution or a product or even a material that you test on a lab scale to mass production, the scalability is a pretty long and a pretty hard way. And a lab scale result is by no means an indicator really for meeting mass production readiness. It can be an indicator, but it's not really something that you can rely on. So there's no way then that saves you the step of ensuring for your customer that you're mass production ready. And I'll go through the topics of how we handle that at Heraeus. Very early in the stage, we have decided that we would not offer only material. I think based also on the presentation that Inkatronic showed, the knowledge that you have on the material side, the equipment side, and the process itself, combining that together and offering that out of